I came across a rather peculiar building in Santo Domingo. It's located at the corner of Mission and Brandon, a ways away from the stadium parking terminal. On the surface, it simply looks like a random building created to take up space in the world, but upon closer inspection, I noticed something: a singular camera by the front doors. Well, that's not really anything to write home about. There's plenty of random cameras out in the world, especially around the areas where NCPD scanner missions take place. But after no clipping inside, I found something quite unusual. A bunch of randomly placed doors, and even more cameras. The doors and cameras are spread through the entirety of the building and appear to suggest a legitimate floor plan. Most doors are locked, but one of them can be opened with a tech check. Floating in the middle of things is a laptop that contains no messages, as well as a strange Militech crate. Scanning it reads Flathead Activator. Lastly, there's one additional camera outside by the garage doors. It's sort of mashed in there though and clips into the doors. In total, there are 4 single doors, 1 double door, 8 cameras inside, and 2 on the outside. Normally, when something like this happens, it's because the game despawns a mission area that becomes inaccessible. This is the case with Konpeki Plaza, where the net running den is not rendered outside of the heist mission, but a few assets are left behind. So I guess the logical explanation for whatever is going on in here is that at one point this building was intended to be used for some kind of mission, and that mission was either cut or abandoned. The Flathead Activator case may suggest a link to the heist setup, but with Act 1 being locked to Watson, maybe this idea was cut or it's just some kind of placeholder asset. When the game first came out, there were 4 cut gigs found in the game's files that could be restored using mods. These were the Regina gig Concrete Cage Trap, the El Capitan gig Desperate Measures, the Rogue gig Nasty Hangover, and a Wakako gig called Hothead. The first 3 were eventually fixed up and released in patch 1.6 alongside some Edgerunners content, so it's got nothing to do with those. The cut Hothead gig has been covered by some other channels, and from what I can gather, it was some kind of driving mission. Militech put a virus in some guy's implants, and you meet with the netrunner who asks you to drive her around while she attempts to remove it. But doing so will alert Militech, so at least driving around will make it harder to pinpoint the client. The beginning part is fairly complete, including recorded voice lines from both V and the netrunner.
Know anything else about this virus?
Judging by the level of coding, I'm thinking Militech. Someone with skills.
But things quickly fall apart once you enter the car. A lot of people theorize that this was scrapped because the car combat was turbo garbage when the game first came out. But why it was never fixed up and released alongside the others is a mystery. Anyways, the few videos I watched on this have you driving around Japantown and Westbrook, which makes sense since it would have been a Wakako gig. This is really far away from where the mystery building is, so it's likely that the cut Hothead gig is also unrelated. Ultimately, I have no idea what this building is for, and when searching for it, the only thing I could find was a singular Reddit comment about it. Maybe I just can't query this properly, so if any of you have any knowledge about this, then feel free to chime in. Otherwise, maybe it is simply leftover assets from completely cut content. That does it for this video. Thanks for watching.